times in his rhymes cause his memories. We running through New York so you never leave. Strap my lungs then we puffin' through with that, right? We're giving them some stories, they come back like manic this, manic that, while you crawling to me. The how we gonna...
Okay guys, welcome back. So as you can see here, we're not going to do no intro. I've already started doing a mini. Today we're just going to be replacing all the pulleys. We're going to be replacing the crankshaft pulley, the tensioner, the supercharger pulley for the 19% one, and we're also going to be doing the seal on the crankshaft pulley as well. Now as you can see here, I've already got the car on 2 jacks. I've got the small one underneath there, which is holding up from the sump, holding up the engine, because I'm going to remove the engine mount. We've removed this plastic wheel outline. I've also got another jack here to jack up this wheel side. As you guys can see, it's not a hard job at all. I'm waiting for this tool to come in, which as you'll see here is the original BMW group part. I ordered it direct from BMW. It's the correct tool to remove the belt tensioner, which I've ordered. So we're going to be using this. Now this locks around this bolt up here. And then basically what you want to do is just put it down here. Then you'll just want to lock it into the pins, which you'll probably see down here somewhere, which they're right down here. You'll end up feeding them. Once the engine mount's off, you can get it in position. I've already got it there. And then you just pull it back and it will release the tensioner. So we're going to go be doing that. We're going to take off this engine mount, remove this ground strap, take off this vacuum line right here, and then let's crack on and get on removing everything. Okay guys, so now we've removed the ground strap. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to take off which is the engine mount bolts, as you'll see. So as you see, we've got the extension and the impact. As you see, these are the bigger bolts right here. And then we need to get the other one, which is right in the back here. Which is another one right here. As you'll see there, that's the engine mount out. So you've got the engine mount out now. And now what we're going to do is we're now going to get to the tensioner. We will remove this ground strap just to be on the safe side. Just to be on the safe side, we'll remove that. So now we've got full access to the belt tensioner. We can move these vacuum lines out of the way by pressing them in like that and taking it off just like that. And then we can get that out of the way as well. Put that up there. So now, as we're going to get our tensioning tool, and as you can see right there, guys, you can see the holes at the back here. So now I'm going to get a pin so we can just stick that down there to lock the tensioner when we get it in place. So guys, I don't know if you'll see straight down here, there's the pin where you can see my screwdriver going in. So when I lock that up, I'm going to drop that in there and it should drop into the second hole. Like, this is why I got the tool. And now what we're going to do is going to put that over. Going to align it in there. And we're just going to pull back like that while holding it. And then put the pin in there like that. And as you can see, that's now took the slack off the belt. So now what that does is that gives us now access to all the pulleys if we have to use them. So what we're going to do is we're going to now remove all the belt from all the engine, so then that way we can get to the crankshaft pulley and take the belt off and remove all the belts and the pulleys. But we need to get this bolt out first as well, which we're going to use a spanner to take the tensioner off when we get there. So let's do that first, and then what we'll do is we can go and get to the supercharger pulley and change that over as well. So guys, I don't know if you all can see here, but this belt isn't a name brand at all, and it's quite bad. As you'll see right there, it's quite scored. So I'm going to be changing all the pulleys over anyway, but now we've got that off. Now I'm going to start releasing the tensioner. So we're going to take the tensioner out of here. I'm going to let the tensioner come back up now because there's no need, it's not holding anything. So I can get this bolt out and then we can get to the supercharger pulley as well and lift the engine up a bit more to release that. So now we're going to do this in reverse. We're just going to put this in right here, take that out and let it go back up just like that. I'm going to take the tool out. Now what we're going to end up doing is we're going to take this tensioner off. So let's get this tensioner right off. So as you'll see here, guys, I'm now releasing the bolt. Now you want to keep these bolts because the new tensioner doesn't come with new bolts on the tensioner on these either, so you need to be aware of that. Now I'm just using my ratchet spanner to release the bolt that holds the tensioner up. and you've also got another one up the back there which you've got to take out as well. If you don't know where the bolts are, you can just look straight at your other new tension arm where they are. Now you've got to remember, you've got to leave clearance for it to come up here and past here the bolt, because the bolt is quite long. So as you'll see right there guys, the bolt is out. And we've got that one out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go for the other one, which is right here, which is the Torx. We're going to keep this bolt safe. So now we're going to go for the other bolts and take the whole tension off, which this one's a Torx. So we're going to take that one off and get the whole thing off. And as you'll see there, that's the supercharger pulley that we need to get to access to. So let's get this off so we can access that. Okay guys, so as you'll see here, I've got the majority of the bolts out, and as you'll see there's a little Torx bolt. Now when you go to take this out, be careful, because these are not over tight, so they just come out. I managed to unloosen it just by using it. I'm putting it on my hand. Now we're trying to get all the other bolts up. There's another one at the back, so we've got to get around the back there and take all these out, but this is loose now, so it's ready to go at any time. So once we get that out, we can then just focus on getting to the supercharger pulley, but this is right in the way at the moment, so let's just focus on getting this out. So guys, we've now got the 15mm on now, and as you'll see there, the now crankshaft pulley bolt is out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get the puller, and as you can see here, they've got Loctite on them, which is the blue stuff. We're going to get the pulley remover and take the pulley off. As you see, it's not coming off, so we need to pull that off. So let's get it off. So guys, as you'll see here, we're going to be putting this, which is the locking tool, inside. We're going to tighten that up, as you can see, by hand, which goes into the thread to protect it while the crankshaft pulley's pulling on it, so it doesn't thread the hole. And then what it does, it pushes against it to release the crankshaft pulley. So that's what we're trying to do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this on with the bolts, as you will see right here. Just want to wind this back. Now wind that back quite a bit to go over. Then what you're going to want to do is line it with the bolts on the crankshaft pulley, which you'll see right here. As you'll probably see there, all the bolts are now aligned. Now we're just going to put that one in the last hole, which is right there. And what you do is, the reason these are backed out is to give room when you tighten the bolt up. Now you just want to make sure that this bit is aligned on there, which it is. So guys, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to try and be as careful as you can here while pulling it off. So what you're going to want to do is and as you'll see, the pulley's on, and then the pulley just comes straight off like that. Now I'm very surprised that's still in one bit, but it smells of burnt oil down here, like something's been burning. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take out the bit, and there you go. I thought we were going to need a new crankshaft pulley, but by the looks of it we don't. This one does seems to be okay. But as we got a new one anyway, I am going to put a new one on just for the sake of it, instead of putting the old one back on, because this one smells quite bad. Oh, it smells quite really bad. So guys, as you will see here, I've now got the right socket, which is a 13mm. So as you see, the bolt just comes straight off. Now that looks quite oiled up. That looks quite bad, really bad. I'm quite surprised at that. Thank God I've got a new one, but that smells of burnt oil as well. So it means something's been leaking straight down here, or the sump has been splashing oil up. So I believe the sump gasket might have gone on this car, so got to try and sort that out. So as you see guys, this is the timing ring seal, and to be fair, it ain't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I actually thought it was leaking from here, but to be fair, it's not leaking from here. This hasn't been leaking at all, as you'll see around there. It does smell of oil, but my guess now is that the sump is throwing oil up onto all the pulleys. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to just change over everything here anyway, because oil has been escaping around there and there, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and change everything because we got it anyway, and then we'll see how it starts up after anyway. Once we get everything, we've got to get this tensioner back out, which is right here as well, which needs to come over. So as you'll see there as well, guys, that's the tensioner. It doesn't look like it's been changed either. I don't believe people even need to change it, that's why. But look at the belt pulleys, they're just all oiled up. Everywhere you go there's oil, so it has been worth getting it all out. We are going to put the new ring in, put the new crankshaft seal back on, put the new idler pulley back on, and then do the supercharger pulley, which is right here. I've got to jack up the engine some more to get to it, as you'll see here. We've got to lock that up and get that bolt out, and then we can get the new pulley on. So as you'll see here, guys, I've got the new time ring seal, which is going to go over here. As you see, guys, I've got my bigger sockets. And as you see, it's going in now. Now, as you see there, that is now sealed in there. Just what I wanted. Now, just keep tapping it to make sure it gets all the sides covered. We don't want no leaks, so we ain't gonna. So now, guys, what we're gonna do is put the crankshaft pulley back on, which is right here, and then we're just gonna put that back on. Okay, guys, so after banging away, the crankshaft pulley's finally on. So now we're going to put the idler pulley back on, which is right here, which we're just going to turn and tighten by the impact gun, which I hope is still a 30. As you'll see, it is. I just want to make sure there's no specific way for it to go on, which there's not, so that's a good thing. Now they're back on, like that. Crankshaft pulleys here. Okay, guys, so now we're just gonna go. Okay, guys, sorry about what everything that just happened. My battery decided to die on the camera. During that time, while the camera was off, we've installed the Supercharger pulley, as you'll see there, the new tensioner. We've also put on the new belt as well. As you'll see, everything is now ready. This is a 19% pulley. We've got everything ready to go, and now we're going to bolt the engine mount back up on the engine. First of all, we've got to get the engine mount itself before we can take the jack away from underneath. We've got to lift up all the plugs and bolt this back round here, which just sits on top of the engine itself. As you see right there, we're just going to bolt these down. Now we're going to get the big impact gun to retighten all that back down now. So as you see there, guys, I'm just tightening it down slightly because you need to get the other one in first to line them all up. So you don't want to tighten them down too much straight away, and you want to get the other one aligned, which is right here, onto the engine itself to hold the engine in place so you can get them all properly aligned, which is what I'm doing. As you see there, it's one down, that's two down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the other two bolts in, which are right here, which they should be lined up into the other holes, which they are. Now we're going to put this one in just down here, which that one's aligned, and then we're just going to do the same thing for these two. Just line them and tighten them down. That one done as well. Now the last one, which is the nut, which is going to push the engine down. Then you're going to want to do that, and then you're going to want to push down on it to lock it down. And then you're just going to want to rest the engine on the engine mount again. So now that's all back together. So guys, let's just reinstall this. Then we're going to reinstall this one, This is the other ground, so you're going to want to come up here with the bolt, put that down there, and you're just going to want to bolt that down. So guys, as you see, we're just going to tighten them down. So 1, 2. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're now just going to drop the engine completely down. As you see here, the engine is sitting quite forward while we got it up on jacks, and now we've got to put the whole car back together. The pulleys on, tensioners on, belts on, everything's fully done. So now we're just going to fit everything back together on the car, and then we'll come back to you after I've started the car up. Okay guys, so as you can see now, the car is now back together. Everything's back together. It starts and runs fine. We've had no issues. Obviously, I'm not going to be taking it out for a run just yet. We're getting this car ready, but we can't be taking it out for a run yet because of how I want to do everything, all the oil filter, housing gasket and everything else before we even go to that stage. I need to make sure this car's running fine. We need to change the oil, we're going to change the coolant, we need to change the water pump and service the supercharger. Obviously, you know, I put the new pulley on. I know the battery died, but you guys get the drift on how to remove it just with a pulley tool, and it comes straight off, the new one's on. Everything's been fitted. You'll get to see quite a bit of what's been happening, and obviously the belt routine. So if you guys get stuck, it's very easy on this car, a lot easier than even on BM for the belt routine. Like I say, the car's coming together, guys. The Cooper S, I know you guys are waiting for this to see what's going to happen with it, but we've still got a long way off before that happens. We've still got to do the oil filter, housing gasket, supercharger service, the water pump, the coolant. We've got a lot to do. We're even going to change probably the expansion tank. I've got a new one. Like I say, we'll change it over anyway. It takes 5 minutes to change it, and what's the, you know, what best thing you can do. We're also probably going to change this hose as well. For a silicone one, we've got to take off all these clips. I've got to go and get new Jubilee clips for this car to secure everything when it all comes off. But in the next video you're going to see, guys, we're going to leave it like this because I'm going to now start the supercharger service. So the next video you guys are going to see is going to be the supercharger service. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. So guys, stay tuned for the next video as well. Thank you very much for watching. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.